Welcome everyone to a new free training. And for those of you that do not know me, my name is Kishan, and this is the business model that allowed me to make $15,000 a month profit from literally my college fraternity house. And I want you to imagine this. Waking up at 21 years old with dozens of opportunities to make money every single day, making around $2,000 profit on a good day, going out, being a top 1% earner in my entire town, and then going out and doing the same thing the next day. This was literally my reality at the age of 21. On the left was my new apartment after I moved out of my frat house. Up there is like random wire I received on a random month. And then on the right is my brand new BMW M4 that I bought last year. And at 19 is when I realized that everything that most people believe about online business is a complete lie. See, everyone believes that you need to do monk mode, work for 16 hours a day, lock in for years, and that's only true if you want it to be. I was always the kid who somehow find a way to finesse things. Schoolwork, social life, whatever it is, and I did the exact same thing with online business and making money online. And by the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how you can do the same thing. And please commit to watching this entire video, because if you can't, you're probably hopeless in the first place. And let's show you the quickest, easiest, and the most foolproof way to make your first $5,000 a month, which also happens to be the exact same skill set as the one that could take you to $30K a month. And if you really nail it, even $100,000 a month. And I chose these three numbers because to me, those are the three biggest income achievements for beginners. I reached $5,000 a month within 6 months of learning the skill set I'll be showing you here. $30,000 a month within 18 months of seeing the light. And I did my first ever six-figure month profit this year, around 2.5 years into my journey. Now, let's show you how you can hit the same numbers in maybe even half the time. First, let's talk about the opportunity. The hardest part about committing to a business model as a beginner is that you feel like there's dozens of opportunities out there and you just don't know which one to choose. And to be honest, you actually have less options than you think, which actually makes the process much easier. Let's take a look at your main options as a beginner with less than $20,000 in your bank account. In any business, you're either selling a product or selling a service. First, you have product-based business models. Think of Amazon, e-commerce. Then you have a service-based business model. Copywriting, growth operating, SMMA, remote closing. And let's do a process of elimination here to affirm that you're actually making the best choice for yourself. As a beginner with less than $20,000 in your bank account, you shouldn't be choosing a product-based business model because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're investing $5,000 to $10,000 in inventory. You don't have enough experience or resources to develop a true brand that will succeed long-term. You don't have the skill set to compete with the big dogs in the Amazon e-commerce space. You don't want a business where your failures result in you losing money. What you probably do want is one of these can't lose business models. These are the businesses that require basically nothing up front to actually start the business. No operating expenses like ad spend, inventory, or team members. No scenario where you have to end up burning your savings because the business isn't doing well. Basically, to keep it simple, you want to start a service-based business. A business that allows you to keep 100% of what you make, allows you to scale to 10 to 30K a month without spending a bunch on ads or inventory, and one that allows you to fail temporarily without losing a ton of money. And as a beginner, you have to accept the fact that you might make some dumb mistakes, and you don't want those mistakes to cost you thousands of dollars. So if you're starting with less than $20,000, service-based is the way to go. Cool, so now what service are you selling? Do you want to compete with the 10,000 other freelance copywriters in every guru's inbox? Do you want to be the next growth operator that's trying to pitch Mr. Business Owner on half of their business? And if you think either of those are a good idea, just click off the video, it's not for you. Imagine this, a service-based business that you can start and truly become elite within 90 days, where you work with one dream client, you work 4 to 8 hours a day, and you can take home 10 to 30K a month. Again, this is my reality at the age of 21 years old. I was living in the nicest apartment building in my city, driving a car I thought I could never afford, basically living my dream life as a 21-year-old. And I realized this. Remote sales is one of those business opportunities that's generally pretty hard to fuck up. If you have a 6 out of 10 skill set and a 7 out of 10 offer, you're probably gonna make 10 to 15 grand a month. We get our students to that status in less than 60 days sometimes. Of course, as you can imagine, people from my college or even back home ask me how to start making money online. And I legitimately just tell them to do the exact same thing I did and join CC. And this is how it's going for them so far. This is my best friend Jacob, who was my college roommate when I was in college. He saw exactly what I was doing and he wanted to be a part of it. So I got him into closing Cartel. He got on a setting offer, was making anywhere from 6 to 8K a month. And now he's actually closing on one of my offers and he should be making over 10 grand a month very soon here. Look, me and my friends are smart, but we're not that smart. Yet most of us are making more than engineers, doctors, and maybe even some surgeons just because we picked the right online business opportunity. Sure, we had to work hard. There's always some element of luck involved. But how can you explain the fact that there's hundreds, if not thousands of remote closers making more than engineers and doctors? It's not luck. And it's all thanks to the can't miss opportunity that is remote sales. When I got into remote sales, I forked over $4,000 of my brother's money, not mine, to some random guy I've never met before. And this was the guy. And within 3 years, him and I have teamed up together and I'm taking home 6 figures a month on a good month from our sales agency. But here's the thing. Even in 2025, when everyone says every business model is saturated, we need good sales reps, like badly. So Luke put me on a mission to convince you to become the next remote closer making 10 to 30K a month on one of our offers or even one of our network's offers. Do you want that? Do you like money? Cool. Well, let me walk you through how all this works. Because trust me, I've seen people who can barely cook scrambled eggs make 20 grand a month in this space. It's really not that tough. So I promise you that reaching $5,000 a month in the next 90 days isn't that hard either. Let's break this down super quickly, because if I wanted this video to be hours, I could make it. But I know you don't want to watch all that, and I sure as hell don't want to write all that. So let's make it nice and easy. Day 1 through 30, understanding the process. First off, it's crucial to understand how the entire process of being in remote sales actually works. Because you're not going to be able to perform well if you don't have an understanding of what your role is as a remote sales rep and how you fit into your company. So let's first clarify. There's 2 types of sales reps in the space: appointment setters and closers. Appointment setters and closers work hand in hand to take leads from your company and turn them into paying customers. Every time a sale occurs, usually the appointment setter and the closers are working as a team to get prospects to become customers and buy the offer you're selling. With that being said, you can start out as an appointment setter or even a closer depending on your experience. Both of them make great money and have similar skill sets, but it is important to understand the difference between the 2 roles. You need to understand how appointment setters and closers work together. You need to understand what you're saying on your calls when you're an appointment setter versus a closer, and overall, just the basics that go into an effective setter or closer. So let's start with appointment setters first, because that is the entry-level role. Appointment setters are typically the first touch point that a lead talks to. As an appointment setter, you're the one qualifying people, aka making sure this is a serious potential customer, before they get on a closing call with a closer. You can do this with your phone, so you're a phone setter. You can do this over text message, which means you're a DM setter. And this is your DM setting objectives. So like, let's say you're a DM setter. Your job is to qualify the potential client via text or DM, determine their commitment and their urgency by asking the right questions, and determine their financial situation without derailing the conversation. And here's a quick example, and this framework is adaptable to most coaching consulting offers, but let's say we're selling Amazon, and someone texts us the word Amazon. This is what the first message would look like. It would say something along the lines of, hey, what's up? Thanks for reaching out. Just have a few questions to see if we can help. Obviously, you came from the story we posted, but it looks like you want to start on Amazon. Do you work right now, or what's the main reason why you're looking to get into Amazon? Yes, looking to make more money online, currently in a 9-to-5 job. And the phone setter has the same exact job, just over a phone call instead of a text message conversation. So once the setter deems the lead is qualified, they relay the prospect to the closer for a longer Zoom call, which is called the closing call. If the prospect shows up and buys, both the setters and the closers will make commission off the sale. Closers usually make 10% off of each deal, and the setter usually makes 5%. For example, if you're selling a $5,000 program, when a sale occurs, the closer will make $500 and the setter will make $250. Now that you have a basic understanding of how this works, I'll show you exactly why appointment setters and closers are actually needed in a business. So I'm sure you see ads all day from these people saying, let me show you how to make 10K a month with whatever business model. Everyone who clicks on that ad and enters their contact information is now a new lead for the business. Some of these businesses are bringing hundreds, if not thousands of new leads per day. And obviously the business owner who's focused on making content, fulfilling for the students that already joined the program, and so many other things. So they're not the ones going to be able to respond to all these leads. So that's why they hire people like yourself as an appointment setter or a closer. Remote sales is the perfect starting point for people that do have a lot of time, but don't have a ton of capital or experience. Because as long as you have a few hours a day to work these leads, you'll have endless opportunity to make money. For example, if you see someone that has a bio like this, and by the way, this is my business partner, Luke, but as you can see in his bio, it says, go remote freedom. And it leads you to a video that looks like this. This means that they have a high ticket offer that they're selling over the phone after you apply for their program. When you click on the link in their bio, you usually see a capture page like this. This is called an opt-in. This is how leads, aka people who are interested in the products, are actually created. A phone setter will be the one who calls that person who fills out the opt-in page. And their goal is to qualify the prospect, like I said earlier. And the same goes for an IG story like this. So this is my friend Samir, and he posted a call to action like this. And again, this is what we call a call to action. When a big creator posts a call to action like this, they might get hundreds of people DMing them that they're interested in their program. Again, obviously the business owner does not have the time to go through all these messages, so that is when a DM setter comes to rescue and talks to these leads. Again, they're qualifying people in the DM inbox, and whoever is deemed qualified is getting passed on to the closers. Every business will have different expectations of setters and closers, depending on the offer price point, where the leads are coming from, etc. but I'm going to give you some of the expectations of my setters and closers on my personal sales teams. For phone setters, I expect at least $150 a day. This could take you 3 to 4 hours a day, sometimes even longer. But if done correctly, a phone setter can make anywhere from $3 to $7,000 a month, working 3 to 4 hours a day. DM setters are typically working around the same hours for roughly the same amount of pay, but the most I've ever seen a setter make is around $20K, so you can definitely make a lot more than you think. But I just want to give you average numbers. When it comes to closers, you're usually working a bit more, but it's for higher pay. Closers are typically working 4 to 8 hours a day, depending on the day, because each of your call lasts about 30 to 45 minutes on average. And in terms of expectations, I expect at least a 25% call close rate on my teams, meaning you close about 25% of the people on your calendar for that day. So what this means for you is that if you have 6 calls booked on your calendar for a day, you should be closing at least 1 to 2 of them, which for any high ticket offer above like $3,000 means you're making anywhere from $300 to $600 a day, or 9 to 18K a month. Again, this is all dependent on the offer, where the leads are coming from, etc. And if you're selling something that's 3K, you might not have the same numbers as an offer that sells for 20K. But now that you understand how these roles work and why they're needed in the company, let's talk about how you can actually start getting some reps in before you start taking live calls. And this is the same exact reason why we have preseason in sports, because you don't want your first live call to be your first ever repetition. Of course, you can role play with a friend or even AI now, but having a community of seasoned salespeople is actually how you get good fast. Because honestly, nobody's gonna hire you if you can't even display competence yet. I mean, you're just gonna be burning their leads. So running role plays, aka practice, helps with this, so you at least have some skin in the game. So what you can do is find at least 1 to 2 people who are also looking to get into sales and start running through some practice scenarios together. Have one person pretend to be the lead, and then you role play as a setter who's qualifying them before handing them off to the closer. But don't go easy on each other. As you start to get the hang of it, go harder on each other. Come on, man, get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway, here's a framework of what I have my setters say on the phone. So I'll run through this very, very quickly, but these are the qualifying questions you need to be asking as a setter. So it's something along the lines of what caught your attention and made you want to fill out the application, aka the opt-in. What is the long-term goal with this business model? Is it to make it your full-time thing, or is it just to make cash on the side? What is the reason why you're looking to leave your job or make money on the side? How long have you been feeling this way for? What have you tried to fix it? Why hasn't this worked? And why is this important today? And how much cash do you have set aside to invest into yourself so you can't leave your job like you're wanting to? So this framework, of course, with a few more things in it, has brought in millions of dollars for my students and the businesses they work with. But please don't obsess over frameworks. Once you've been practicing for a few weeks, it's time to actually start getting some live opportunities. You don't want to just be in the preseason forever. You actually want to see some money come from your efforts, right? So that's when it comes down to maybe the most important part of this whole process, landing your first offer. Day 30 through 60. How to crush your first interview and land a gold mine offer. So once you feel decently comfortable taking reps when you're role playing, it's time to start doing outreach of how to land your first offer. This is usually one of the most stressful parts of the journey, but outreach does still work, even in 2025. My favorite method, if I still had to do it, would be Instagram. Your first objective is finding 50 to 100 influencers that have coaching programs that you can work with. And there's a few different methods I use to find these types of people. The first one is using Instagram stories. So if you get on your phone right now and you start swiping for at least a minute, you should see someone running ads like I showed you before. So when you find someone who's running ads for the coaching offer, DM them, and I'll show you exactly what to say in a moment. Another good way to utilize Instagram is to find influencers based off of their specific niche. So my favorite niches right now are trading, TikTok shop, e-commerce, Amazon FBA. The simplest way to look up these niches is in your Instagram search bar. Search up TikTok shop affiliate and watch how many people pop up. And these are all potential clients that you could work for. Or you can even look them up by hashtags. Example, TikTok shop how-to, hashtag TikTok shop affiliate. You can also use TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter to do the exact same thing. But I'm not gonna make this a whole full outreach course because I'll make that separately, but you get the idea. Use social media to compile a list of 50 to 100 potential clients and start messaging them. And when it comes to the message that you're sending, what's that gonna look like? Well, it's gonna look like this. Something along the lines of, hey business owner, been following you for a minute, wanted to reach out and see if you had any openings on your sales team for an appointment setter. I've been training and I'm ready to give it my all and make you a ton of cash. If you have any openings, I'm happy to send over a video introduction of myself. Appreciate your time. And no, I'm not saying that you're gonna land a gold mine offer after 5 messages. It is dependent on how many messages you can send a day, the quality of people you're reaching out to, and the quality of your actual message. But if you're sending 200 messages a day, which could take you 4 hours a week, you should be able to land a role within a few weeks, tops. And don't worry about what's on your personal social media profile too much. Just don't have any photos of you drinking, partying, or doing anything else unprofessional. At the end of the day, you are applying for a job with a professional company, so you should keep that in mind when you're doing outreach. You can even add remote sales or high-ticket sales in your bio, because most offers that are actively hiring, so if you have remote sales or high-ticket sales in your bio and they're actively looking to hire, definitely increases your odds of landing the offer. And if you're worried about your high school friend Dylan that you haven't talked to in years and maybe he'll judge you, then you're cooked. This probably isn't for you. But how do you know that the influencers you're reaching out to are actually people you'd want to sell for? Check their Instagram engagement. If they have 200K followers, but they get 50 likes on every post, they probably bought followers. In that case, you should probably stay away from them because your lead flow probably isn't that great. If they have 500 followers, again, they're too small, and they don't have enough lead flow for you to make 5 to 10K like you're wanting to. While there's no magic formula of the best people to work with, you have to use your judgment a little bit. Things to look for include lots of real engagement, they're followed by other business owners you're reaching out to, they post often, their site looks professional. But once you find someone that is looking for a setter or closer, and once they respond to your message, they'll book in an interview with you. And don't be scared for this call. It's usually super casual and to the point. On the interview, the main things they're looking for are you have a sense of competence, you're hungry, you want to make money, you have time to dedicate to this. Pretty standard stuff. Most of these companies are usually ran by younger people below 30, so your interview should be laid back and super conversational. But there are things that you can do to stand out amongst the other people that are interviewing. One of the best things I've seen help people land goldmine offers is you asking the right questions to the company that you're interviewing with. You want to ask questions that show that you're serious, you're thinking about long run, and you're generally trying to perform your best. So questions like this: what is your top appointment setter making per month? What about the bottom setter? Why is that? Why is there such a difference between the two? What is the cash collected by the business per month? Let's say over the past 3 months. Where are the leads coming from and where is most of the revenue coming from? Is it paid ads, organic, or webinar? Why are they looking to bring on more sales reps? What can I do, maybe that your current appointment setters are not doing right now, to help the business grow and make more money like you're wanting to? And what issues have you seen so far that I can prepare for and maybe even help the team more so we can all make more money? And they might even ask you to run a quick role play, but it's not going to be anything crazy. As long as you got your couple weeks of reps in, you're going to be fine. And here's everyone's question: what if they have experience and I don't have it? And as someone who hires sales reps on a weekly basis, I'm not only looking for just experienced people. The main two things I'm looking for are competence and hunger. If I get someone who speaks clearly, is intelligent and charismatic, knows how to sell to some extent, and is hungry, I'm hiring them. Obviously, experience is nice, but as a setter, even sometimes a closer, it's not 1,000% mandatory. The main thing that every offer owner is looking for is that you're going to go above and beyond of what is expected for you, input-wise. If you're willing to outwork everyone on their existing team, make that clear. Let's say their KPI, aka their expectations of you, is $100 per day. Verbally commit that you're going to do $200 a day. Again, if someone, even if they don't have experience, is well spoken, and they verbally committed to me that they're going to outwork everyone, they're hired. Even beyond doing more inputs than other reps, there's plenty of other ways to stand out in your interview. Example, tons of sales reps are terrible at housekeeping stuff, like keeping the CRM clean, which is like where all the business owners keep their leads, doing their end-of-day report, which is pretty much like a compilation of like what you did for the day. Verbally committing to be on top of all of this and setting a good example for the rest of the team is another huge way to stand out. So once you pass the interview and you land that offer, this is when you actually get to start making money and start performing. So day 60 to 90, hitting your first 5 to 10K month. Your first live call might be scary, but trust me, once you have that first close and you make $300 to $500 after being on Zoom or DMing someone for a few minutes, you're going to be hooked and you're going to want to scale up to that 15 to 30K a month at a rapid pace. And remember, sales is just like a sport. But when you start, things will be shaky, but the only way to get better is to learn from your mistakes and actually do the reps. Don't come up with issues in your head. What's going to happen when X, Y, and Z happens? Once you landed your first offer, you've legitimately gone through the toughest part of your path to 10K a month and beyond. What I will say though, once you land this offer, you're going to shift your focus on maximizing your commissions as much as possible. You might have issues in your process that feel like are costing you deals. Examples: you have a bunch of people that don't show up to your call. You keep running into the same objection. Everyone needs to think about it. And when you're just starting out, it's tough to understand the root cause of why these issues keep happening. And honestly, the only way to really become elite at sales is to have people that are better than you directly helping you. Directly reviewing your sales calls, directly overseeing your process, and overall showing the weak points you may have. And that's how you go from your first commission check to 3 to 4xing your commissions. My biggest month as just a closer was $35K, but my first month of the offer, I only made around $12,000. So how did I 3x my commission stay on the same offer? I invested a ton into myself, I doubled down on my skill set, and I perfected my process. And I 3x my commissions while not even having to change offers or anything else. Of course, you're able to get your first 5 to 10K a month without a ton of improvement on your skill set. But in order to become truly elite, you need to double down on your skill set. And the easiest way to do that is with coaching. Of course, I could go into crazy detail about tangible ways for you to improve your skill set, but that's not the intention of this video. I already and will continue to post in-depth sales training for you guys. But overall, does this process seem easy enough? Because to me, this is, and always was, and will continue to be the easiest and the most straightforward path to multiple 6 figures a year profit with online business. And like I said, remote sales is one of those business models where even people with a room temperature IQ can make as much as doctors. And there really is no hidden catch when it comes to succeeding in remote sales. It's legitimately decent skill set plus a good offer equals success. And I'm going to lay out your checklist to success in a way that's easier for you to screenshot or even just write down. Here it is. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Why isn't everyone making 10 to 30K a month in remote sales if it's so easy? Well, like I said, your success is completely dependent on your skill set and your offer. And most people don't come out of the womb knowing how to sell, so they kind of suck. Which means they don't have people in their network handing them offers, so they have to battle it out in the DM trenches with all the copywriters and the growth operators, begging for poverty offers. And then after months of half-hearted outreach, they'll land a poverty offer. And then they still kind of suck. And then they're a bad sales rep on a 25K a month offer. Yeah, not ideal. So let's just cut to the chase here. I'm making this video with the sole purpose of trying to sell you something. What if I took this checklist and turned it into this? Basically, will you allow me to hand you success on a silver platter and spoon feed it to you? And I didn't mean for that to sound weird again. But genuinely, this is what happens when you join Cartel. I mean, they got 19-year-old clueless me to 30K a month within a year and a half. And to be honest, I was checked out for half the time. So it works, I can tell you that much. Now I'm gonna bombard you with social proof before I keep going so you know that I'm just not this outlier that managed to make 30K a month as a closer. So here's Mason Lloyd, he made 34K as a closer. Here's Danny Pauling, he collected $500,000 in a month, which is about $52,000 in commission. Here's Enzo, he made $25,000 knocking on doors. Here's Garrett, he made $8,000 in a month setting. Here's CJ, he made $9,000 a month closing. And this is the last one, here's Peyton, he made 10.5 grand in September at the age of 17. Psych, here's a few more. Ollie hit 10K in a month, and Sawyer hit 10K back-to-back as a setter. So yes, I do have an offer for you. An offer that will put you on the quickest and most straightforward path to success in remote sales, take all the headache out of finding offers and actually becoming competent at sales, allow you to have backdoor access to some of the best offers in the marketplace, give you all the support, coaching, and accountability that you could possibly need on your journey to 30K a month, and of course give you direct access to me and Luke on a regular basis. Do you want to learn more about that? Well, too late, I'm already showing you. And of course, this offer is known as Cartel. And let me tell you exactly why I wish I did this earlier and took it seriously as soon as I started. Because all the time I wasted, I generally lost out on so much money. Probably like 100 grand if I joined CC right when I learned about remote sales and took it seriously. And I say this because inside of CC, we take out all the potential points of failure that would keep you from seeing success in remote sales. We give you the best sales training on the market with our elite video curriculum and 6 coaching calls per week. We give you access to the best offers with Luke and I's network and Closify's placements. We give you ongoing support and accountability with our private community, meetups, and calls, and so much more. Instead of fixating on every single feature that comes with CC, let me just tell you the important part. Success in remote sales is compromise of skill set and offer only. And when you join CC, we check both of those boxes, guaranteed. We'll give you the best and the most intensive sales training on the market first. Then once you're ready to see the field, we will personally help you find or even just place you on one of the hottest offers in the market. You might even be working under Luke and I's sales agency if the stars align. Either way, we know that you're going to print. So let's put it this way. I wasted 6 months where I was half-assing my effort when I was getting into remote sales. Now looking back, every single one of those months I wasted, I knew I could have been at least making $10,000 a month. So I wasted at least $60,000 because I was being lazy and not applying myself inside of Cartel. But wait, now that you know about this opportunity, you might make the same mistake I did. Yes, if you click off the video and try to do this yourself, or go pursue another BS business model, or go eat seed oils and doom scroll again, you're missing out on $10,000 for every month you waste. It's basic opportunity cost. You think you're too good to invest in coaching and placement, so you don't. And that opportunity cost you tens of thousands in months wasted. Or you swear that you're going to be the next big dropshipper or TikTok shop affiliate, so you go mess around with that. And then that opportunity cost you tens of thousands and months wasted. And I'm one of those people who values consistency. I'd rather go down the path where I know as long as I show up and do what I need to do, I'm basically certain I'll be making the money that I want to in order to live the life I want to. And that's the path I went. And here's the thing. When you get inside a CC, you get to capitalize on the entire gold rush in the info space. But you also get to expedite your path to success and multiply how much you've been making every single month. And when people say paying for speed, this is what they mean. You invest into CC so that your odds of seeing success quickly are drastically higher than doing it alone. So could you do it alone? Maybe, sure. But you're not gonna have a fun time teaching yourself how to be good at sales. We're doing manual outreach trying to find a gold mine offer. We're doing this whole thing with no friends. So when you join CC, you get to your end goal faster and easier, which means you make more money in 2025. Clear? I mean, do you think all these people even think about the investment they pay to get inside a CC? Like Andrew, who made 2K in a day, and John that made 1,000, and Angela that made 650, and then Gabriel made $15,000 in a day. And I really don't think so, because Ron made $7,000 in a day. So if you're ready to follow in their footsteps and become our next student getting those juicy commission checks every single month, click the link underneath this video and apply to get inside a CC. And if you're stubborn and you're still not sold, that's fine. Let's go down old memory lane. And hopefully you're starting to realize that I'm not anything special, and you could probably do the same thing I did, and maybe even half the time. And here's my story. So on the left was me appointment setting in my college fraternity house, making anywhere from $5 to $8 a month. In the middle was literally my college backyard where we would throw parties. So I would go have fun. I was making 10 to 15 grand a month by the time I was in my last semester of college. And then I moved out to my dream apartment in Tampa, Florida, to the nicest building there is, and started making 20 to 30 grand a month. And then as soon as I moved to Miami, which is where I am now, I'm making a lot more than that. And I hit my first ever 6-figure month. And you remember when I told you I tell all my friends to get into remote sales? Let me even show you how they saw success quicker than I did. So Jacob was my college roommate. He saw exactly what I was doing, and he wanted to do the same. And now Jacob is on track to make $10,000 a month on one of my offers. Here's Mikey. He just joined actually on December 9th, and he got onto an e-com offer for someone that's doing around $300 or $400K a month within 3 days, and he got his first sale within his first 2 days of working. And here's Hunter. Again, another really good one of my friends that went to college with me. And I got Hunter in touch with one of the best offers in this whole entire space, and he made 4x what he made last month inside of 1 week. Like I said, there's people inside of CC who can barely even pronounce words that are more than 8 letters who are making over 6 figures. Don't overcomplicate this. Just click the link and speak with us, because here's the truth. We legitimately won't make you an offer unless we actually think you're going to succeed in our program. So we're not going to admit someone we're not 100% sure of, spend a bunch of time coaching you and pushing you, and then have you refund. It's just not worth anyone's time. So there's 2 ways the call goes. 1, we mutually agree that you're a good fit for our program, and we make you an offer. Or 2, we mutually agree that you're not a great fit, we point you in the right direction for another program, or even another business model that could work better for you. That's it, I promise. Most of you guys have been on the fence about starting an online business for months, if not years. So I promise you that this 30 minutes you spend with my team will only help you, because at the very least, you'll know that you gave it your best. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found some value in it, and I look forward to seeing you inside of CC.